Ewing working against foul, beats him with the dribble, pulls up at the elbow, high arcing James, good!
What an ending to probably the greatest EuroLeague season ever. I'm personally not the biggest fan of the Final Four format, but one thing is for sure. Here, the stage is perfectly set for the most iconic shots in history. Pure skill, insane consequences of events, coaches' decisions, incredible luck. So much goes behind the actual shot that we see on the court. Let's go down the memory lane with 3 of the biggest Final Four shots in modern EuroLeague era and analyze what helped these shots to actually go in. Before we start, I think there is one important thing in common to mention. The 3 winning teams were losing their game for the majority of the time, mounting improbable comebacks in the second half. All 3 were also the underdogs. This year's Real Madrid lacked 4 frontcourt players. 2012 Olympiacos were still a team only on the rise, and 2014 Maccabi definitely were the smaller team comparing the budgets. The so-called favorites always had fantastic chances to close out games in the fourth quarter, but when the ball got heavy and the pressure of needing to prove the favorite status, the ball couldn't go through the net anymore, even on great looks like these. On the other hand, it seems like Madrid and its veterans enjoy being down 6 points with 2 minutes to go. They stay attached to later hit that final dagger. Talking about that one, the first thing that comes to my mind is that Sergio Llull doesn't have a made field goal up until this point, and Chus Mateo still trusts the legend to take that last shot. You may ask me or the others, why not going to Chacho Rodriguez, who has 9 points in the quarter and 15 total points together with 9 assists in this game, and who has just hit a free to cut the lead to 1.
Rodriguez pulls up for 3 and cans it!
We see Rodriguez there on the weak side, not even attempting to take the ball, and I think there is a reason behind it. Thomas Walkup, Olympiakos' best defender, obviously was going to take the defensive assignment on him, knowing Chacho was the go-to guy in this game. Chus Mateo, as we all do, is confident in Llull's abilities in the clutch, so to avoid Walkup on the ball, who could maybe even avoided the switch on the pick and roll, decides to call his number. Tavares comes to set a pick, Olympiakos switch without hesitation, and it's Llull versus 2 and 18 centimeter giant Mustafa Fall for the EuroLeague title. Sergio is much faster, so Fall is not able to close the strong right-hand drive for him. Llull gets into a rhythm with this one dribble to his favorite side and sends up a prayer towards the rim. Now, am I the only one who thinks Fall contesting this shot so hard made it even better for Llull, who loves these high arcing shots as they also increase the possibility of the ball going in? Also, some fans noticed that Llull travels to start the dribble, but I actually like the no call here, even though I preferred slightly Olympiakos' win here. Just like with Sluka's game winner in Istanbul a couple of weeks before,
Slukas weaves, if it goes it'll win it, it goes!
Such travels are uncalled in everyday basketball. These little steps players make are a normality, and the game would be boring otherwise. Also, letting players decide who wins the game I think is the right approach, knowing that Llull's start here doesn't get him any advantage whatsoever. Moreover, I love the veteran's approach on the timing here. He knows he has a big guy on him, and Tavares, who has a height advantage over anybody, is under the rim, ready to grab the offensive rebound. So Llull doesn't let all the time to expire and takes the shot earlier, giving Tavares the possibility to score on a second chance opportunity. Smart play for the veteran, and what an ending to the 2022-2023 EuroLeague season. Congratulations to Madrid. Before we move on, a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Kicks. Since 1993, Kicks has been a specialist for retro and performance basketball shoes, limited sneakers, and high-quality streetwear apparel. With thousands of constantly updated performance and basketball cultural products, they are the go-to place for basketball players and everyone who identifies with the never not balling credo. Check out kicks.com for the very best basketball gear in the game and use our special promo code BasketNews10 for a 10% off. Now, going back to the video, Olympiacos 11 years ago felt what it was like to be on the winning side. In one of the greatest comebacks in sports history, they rallied from a 19-point deficit in the final 13 minutes as Georgios Printezis had the game-winning floater with 0.7 seconds left.
That's it to Printezis, he makes it! Olympiacos ahead!
The craziest part starts when there are 10 seconds left. Olympiacos are down by 1, so they need to foul in order to get the ball back and have a chance. Kirilenko chooses Suliauskas, who has missed a free throw earlier, and a couple of wide open shots to close out the game. The Lithuanian steps up with the pressure of favorites on his shoulders and misses both, giving Olympiakos a chance to win with any basket from the field. Spanulis, the clutch maestro, gets matched up with Shved, the weakest link of defense. Heinz wants to set a pick here, but Spanulis rejects, seeing a bit of a gap towards the rim. The Greek avoids the stunt of Teodosic, but at the cost of picking up his dribble a bit early. Layup is not an option here, as one of the best wing rim protectors, Kirilenko, is there, so he passes up to Printezis, who hits his patterned floater from probably the toughest distance and angle on the court possible. Your brains in this position don't have the backboard to measure the distance, so the touch needs to be as pure and precise as ever. Printezis makes the shot, there are no timeouts left, and Heinz tips this long touchdown pass out of bounds, as Olympiacos start to celebrate probably to this day the most incredible moment of EuroLeague history.
The biggest upset in years in the EuroLeague final! Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
The last shot of this video did not decide the EuroLeague champion, but it paved the way to Maccabi to play in the final. It was the year of 2014, and Tyrese Rice became an ultimate legend for the city of Tel Aviv, slashing defenses with his incredible acceleration and off-balance layups. Maccabi, the underdogs in this semi-final, were also down for the majority of the time. Their opponents, just like Olympiacos this year, had multiple chances to close out the game with wide open threes. They didn't manage to do it, but were still in a great position to win, up by 4 with 19 seconds remaining. David Blatt then draws up this high IQ handoff action for a quick 3-point shot, and it works. Rice dribbles towards David Blue, blocks his man to get him enough space, and the Israeli-American forward gives Maccabi a slide of hope. They still had to foul though. But before that, Blatt decides to try doubling and stealing the ball. Mitsov receives it, and Blue isn't that decisive to go double immediately, but Mitsov hasn't played at all in the fourth quarter up until this moment and probably isn't that willing to take his first free throws of the match in this situation. So he passes out to Hrapa, who fumbles the ball in the most dramatic fashion of all time without even being pressured really. Blue picks it up, outlets it to Rice, who speeds through the court, and it's a 2-on-1, but a pass in such a situation is too risky in my eyes. Rice sees Teodosic again, not the biggest defensive threat from the opponent under the basket. Serbian, however, does a great job jumping vertically here, but Tyrese still hits this tough jumping into defender basket to give Makabi the lead. That's not all. Teodosic is super quick to react, using the chaos on court to create the best possible shot in this scenario for his team, but Sonny Weems, who was a 35% free-point shooter that year, misses a completely open chance for a ticket to the final, and Maccabi starts celebrating.
Electra Tel Aviv takes the semi-final in the last second.
Wow, all of this just to emphasize how luck or one shot can influence the outcome of one EuroLeague team's season. That's the beauty of the Final Four for those who win. But for those who lose, it's a sorrow feeling of unfinished business and a never-ending story in your head of what if.
Off behind, and that is it!
Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about the Final Four format, and did you like this a little bit different type of video? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.